Hey guys, just a solo video here from me here at Breathe First Living. So it's solo because we're going to be discussing something that doesn't really affect Tony. I mean, it affects him because it affects me, but he doesn't deal with it personally as far as his own physical health goes. So I want to talk about my autoimmune disease and some of the other ailments or syndromes that I deal with on a day-to-day basis, and how those things have led me to keto and have been a part of my keto journey and really figuring out why I should do keto and how it might help me. Just a disclaimer, we say it in every one of our videos. We're not doctors. I'm not a doctor. I do have a lot of experience with the things that I've gone through. I've had a lot of tests and I've seen many doctors and I have read a lot. So still not a doctor though. So if you're going through any of these things, talk to your doctor about it and make sure that maybe you say, hey, I'm thinking about this. What would you suggest? They might have something to offer for you. So I'll start first with what I actually have as an autoimmune disease. So I have something called HUVs. That's the short version. That's what I would say to a doctor if I were in an office and they asked me what I have. The real long name, and I'm sorry if I butcher it, and again, I'm not a doctor, so the long name is hypocomplementic urticarial vasculitis syndrome. It's a rare version of urticarial vasculitis, and that means nothing to you, I'm sure, but it means a lot. So it mimics like lupus, but it is not lupus. It is where my immune system is attacking my healthy cells. The parts of my body that are most greatly affected are my extremities, but I also suffer with lung issues and gastrointestinal issues along with other things too. So I get brain fog and, just comes with the territory. So sometimes I get forgetful, but it's something I've always dealt with. So I didn't always have HUVs. I believe that I developed it when I was probably about 19 or 20 years old. It came from having a rather large ovarian cyst that ruptured. I got extremely sick. I had an infection, and I believe it is what triggered the immune response that has since not gone away. My fingers and toes swell a lot. I get swells in my arms, my legs. I get them in my lips. It's called angioedema. So I carry an EpiPen. So I can go on and on and on about HUVs. It's been a journey that I've been on for, 11 years now. But it is a big part of my why and my health reasons is inflammation. Sorry if you hear my little guy in the background. He's just discovering his voice, I guess. So the other two things that I have something called POTS, which is also dysautonomia. It's a version of dysautonomia. Last month was dysautonomia month. I'm a little late. I wanted to do this last month, but we didn't get a chance to, so now we're going to post it in November, and that's okay. So with the dysautonomia, it is a lot of things. Dysautonomia causes a lot of the same symptoms as my HUVs. They kind of overlap. Again, wasn't an easy journey to figure out that I had it. No, I've never done a tilt table test, but I have done a CPET with a heart catheterization, and that led to my diagnosis. If you guys have questions about any of the things that I'm talking about, feel free to write it down below. I'll gladly answer you if you have any questions. Along with my HUVs, I have something called small fiber polyneuropathy. Basically, with the swelling and unswelling in my small tissue, I've developed neuropathy in my hands and feet. And it can make temperature really painful. It can make lots of things just really uncomfortable. If I wear pants that are too tight for too long on my legs, it hurts. So, these are my reasons why I thought keto might be perfect for me. So one of the things you'll find when you talk about keto is it talks about decreasing inflammation and how food and healing your gut can really decrease those things. So that's why I started keto. I figured if I can decrease the inflammation that I'm triggering myself rather than, my body doesn't need any help, basically. So I knew starting keto didn't mean that my illnesses were going to go away, and I have those forever. I don't actually currently follow any medical regime for any of them. With the dysautonomia, I had been prescribed Mestinon and riding the bicycle 3 times a week to try and get the blood circulating in my body. So I have started going to the gym, and I only ride on the bike. If I move too quickly and change my positions, there's a very good chance that I will faint. So I don't do that. I don't go for runs. I just ride the bike and keep it simple. My hubs, I've never found any medical treatment that has ever worked for it. For those of you that are suffering with lupus or other autoimmune diseases and have been prescribed Plaquenil, I'm sorry. I have never had a good reaction to Plaquenil, and I have tried numerous other versions of medicine to try and control my hubs, but to no avail. I have found nothing. So diet seemed like the next best thing. So that's why I did keto. So for the past couple of months, I've been feeling really good, going along. I'm starting to realize I think I have some underlying allergies maybe that are causing inflammation where I don't realize. I've played around in my head with the idea of doing the autoimmune protocol diet, but it's extremely difficult to eliminate absolutely everything from your diet and then add it back in. I'm not sure I'm ready to commit to that. So when I'm doing keto really well and I'm following what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm not having any cheat meals with things that I know for certain are going to cause me pain and agony, I generally feel pretty good. I'm not having many triggering moments. But right now we're going into the holidays and there's a lot going on in the world and our lives. So my stress is also high. So, I think like tonight I'm not feeling well, and I think I want to just push forward with maybe getting back on like a stricter keto train. Got a little lax. So again, it's hard to explain how keto really helps. The biggest thing is that it decreases the amount of inflammation in your body. You're not eating inflammatory foods. So you're not eating wheat, you're not eating corn, you're not eating heavy starches, you're not eating any of the things that are going to cause your body inflammation. And I'm sure if I cut out dairy, which means no more cheese, which I don't think I could do that, honestly, then maybe I would see less inflammation. So that's really the biggest thing. Everyone's autoimmune journey is their own, and there's so many different medicines, and doctors are always going to prescribe you this pill or that pill, and they're going to tell you, hey, take 2 of these and take 2 more of these, but this medicine's tearing up your stomach, so take this omeprazole. It's always the one they give you, right? And they say, hey, take this because your acid reflux is so bad from the damage that you're doing to your esophagus from all of these medicines that you're taking. Where what they should have told me was, why don't you just stop eating carbohydrates and maybe your stomach won't hurt so bad, right? But they didn't do that. They just wanted me to take omeprazole, which is crazy. Ever since I started keto, I don't have acid reflux. My acid reflux is pretty much non-existent unless I eat something that I know is going to trigger me. So if I read something and I know it has a hint of maltodextrin and I'm like, screw it, I'm still going to eat it, I'm going to pay the price for that later. So yeah, my stomach might hurt a little bit. But again, food, and we've talked about this in other videos, but it's just one of those things. So I use food as medicine right now. That's my treatment. It's working to an extent. It doesn't alleviate my autoimmune disease. It doesn't get rid of my dysautonomia. But I do have to say, since doing keto now, I think we're in month 10, I think. I'm starting to get feeling back in my toes, which is pretty amazing because I've gone probably 5 or 6 years without any feeling in specifically my big toes. And I can't help but attribute it to the fact that I'm making myself insulin sensitive. And my blood flow is better because I'm losing weight and my blood sugar isn't through the roof. And all of those things are playing a factor in the little things. So I know keto isn't going to fix it 100%, but I think right now it's making it manageable beyond having to take a medicine. So that's my story. I feel like it's kind of all over the place, but if you guys have questions or you want to hear more about my autoimmune stuff, just that kind of journey just by itself, let me know. Like, share, comment, and if you guys like what you see, just subscribe. That's always good. So we're still brand new. We're still looking for ideas and content. So keep letting us know what you guys want to hear. And hopefully Tony and I can keep showing it to you. So thanks, guys. Bye.